what is the threefold law in Wicca? Hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and if you're new to the channel and you want to establish a deep Wiccan practice that connects you to yourself, to nature and the divine, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, I wanted to finally talk about the threefold law. It's something I haven't spoken about yet, but it's something you're going to hear about. If you're new to Wicca, you're certainly going to read about it. And if you're in any Facebook groups, you're probably going to hear some arguments about it. So it's something that is pretty big in many of the Wiccan circles. But what is it? What is the threefold law? The understanding of the threefold law kind of stemmed from a witch called Monique Wilson. And she died, I think, back in about 1982, and it was popularized by Raymond Buckland, who wrote a lot of books on witchcraft and magic. And what the threefold law is it tends to be to do with magic. Okay, you'll hear it in relation to magic. And it's where if you send some magic out to someone, so for example, if you do a healing spell for somebody, you will reap the karma of that, or the return of that energetically, 3 times more. So that means if you heal someone, you should get healed 3 times more, okay? Or you'll get that benefit, that healing energy back at you 3 times more. The same if you curse somebody, for example. If you curse somebody, you're going to get the negative repercussions of that cursing energy back at you 3 times more. And the whole idea of the threefold law was an interpretation of the Wiccan Rede, and it harm none, do what thou wilt. But is there actually any truth to it? That is the question. We know from the intention experiments that Lynn McTaggart did that when people sent out healing to a person, those who sent out healing also got some kind of healing in return, or some kind of borrowed benefit from sending out that healing energy in return. When they sent out energy to help somebody financially, they also received some kind of indication of financial benefit in some way. So we know that there does seem to be some kind of a mirroring going on. In the whole quantum science, in quantum theory, in quantum healing, and with the whole law of attraction stuff, we know that there is this mirroring thing that goes on between yourself and the universe. It's not that Western dualistic understanding of karma where you've got this sort of reward and punishment thing. It's more that the mirror, I'm not speaking very well today, the universe is like a feedback loop. So what we put out gets fed back to us. Much the same way as that if you're singing into a microphone and you've got an amp right in front of you and it's feeding back, then you'll get this feedback. So it's the universe feeding back what you're putting out. But in my experience, it doesn't do that 3 times more. I haven't experienced that. It doesn't seem to have done that necessarily in the intention experiments of Lynn McTaggart, and the threefold law doesn't exist outside of Wicca either. In traditional witchcraft, there is no threefold law. In shamanism, there is no threefold law. So it seems to be something that is particular to Wicca, and it probably became popularized because when Wicca was coming out of the broom closet, we really did have to do a lot of public relations work, because witchcraft, as you know, is still associated with really negative stuff. And there are still people out there who would probably love to kill us all because they believe that we're evil devil worshippers and that we're the bane of existence. So for people then to come at us and say, hey, you know, you're a witch, you're going to curse me. And then you could say, well, you know, no witch in their right mind would ever curse anyone because of the threefold law. You know, if you send out a curse, you're going to get the results of that curse back at you 3 times more. So what intelligent witch is going to run around doing that? So it's kind of a bit of good PR. However, is it true? Is it actually true? I personally don't believe it is. Some people may believe that it is. Nothing in Wicca is set in stone. We don't have a Bible in the sense that somebody channeled something from an angel, or somebody happened to be this super divine being, and somebody ran around and told everybody that this is the way it was. This Wicca is a progressive religion. It's a progressive spirituality that, as generations move on and as we get more experience, we become more scientifically aware, the religion changes, it develops, it grows, hopefully for the better. So there is no absolute rule apart from, and at harm none do it thou wilt. The threefold law may or may not be true. As I said, I don't particularly believe it. Referencing back to Gerald Gardner, who really was the one who started Wicca itself, in High Magic's Aid, which is a fiction book that he wrote, supposedly under the guidance of his high priestess, because at the time of writing, witchcraft was still illegal. He brings up the threefold return as well, but in a very different way to the way that modern Wiccans understand it. So what I'm going to do is just read a passage out of High Magic's Aid. You can get this book online. It's in the public domain, PDF version of it. This is sort of roughly around page 188. And it says, "Thou hast obeyed the law, but mark well, when thou receiveth good, so equally art bound to return good threefold." So it's not about the universe returning threefold, it's about the witch returning threefold. So if you're a witch and you give me $3, I, as a witch, have to return that $3 threefold, which means I need to give you back $9. Okay, that sounds pretty good, especially if you're dealing with high dollars there. It's about witches returning threefold whatever they receive from another witch, okay? If you read more into that book, that's actually where it comes from. It's something that's amongst witches, not something that actually involves other people. So if you're not a witch and you give me $3, I'm not obliged to give you anything back, okay? And the same in reverse. So if somebody does something really bad to you, the same in reverse. You can actually, under that law, give them something back, bad, threefold more. So that's an interesting one to look at under that interpretation. That's it for the threefold law. Do with it what thou wilt. I know that the journey through Wicca is really difficult because there's so much conflicting information out there. And if you are not starting your practice because you don't know where to start and you don't know what you need to learn along the way, and you just need a simple roadmap to help you work it out so that you can get started, because that's the most important thing to do, I have a free masterclass. It's a video masterclass. It's called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice, and you can download it for free. I'll leave the link to that in the description field below this video, because I really want to help you get started, because until you start your practice, you'll never get to really reap the benefits of it. And that is where you can go deep into exploring yourself, into exploring that connection with nature and the divine, the universe, the divine feminine as well. So yes, get started with that. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Blessed be.